Hey everyone, I'm Jen Sinsarak, and welcome to another episode, or a video episode if you're watching this on YouTube, to The Conscious Entrepreneur. So today I just wanted to pop in really quickly and do a little bit of tapping because today is November 11th or 11/11. And I know there are so many great websites out there that talk about numerology and the importance or the significance of the numbers 11/11. And usually this isn't what I talk about. However, for the last week or so, I keep having 11s and 11/11 show up in my life, even to the point where I pulled a card last week from a deck of cards I had bought someone else, and I had just haven't been able to give it to them because of pandemic, etc. And I thought, I'm just going to pull a card from it and see. And I pulled this card called Remembrance, and the whole thing was about number 11 and 11/11 and what does that mean. So I thought it would be kind of fun to talk with you guys and just do a quick tapping exercise about bringing something into your life on this day that some numerology experts, etc., talk about as being a time when it's a really great environment to set your intentions. So with that, I thought let's do a little exercise. So if you want to just let yourself get comfortable and do a little visualization here to come up with what it is that we would like to bring about in our lives. And just feel yourself being supported by whatever is beneath you. So if you're sitting on a chair like I am, or if you're lying down or relaxing somehow, what part of you is in contact with the surface beneath? And just taking a minute to feel that security. It's a very basic human need, and now it's being met. So just enjoying that you don't have to hold yourself up here. There's something supporting you. And just taking that safety in, or that trust, that ability to let go in this one manner at least. And then when you feel ready, let's take a couple of deep breaths together, but just in your own pace. Something that feels complete, a complete breath, but also that feels gentle and natural. So what we want to do is just establish your own rhythm. This is a really great way to tone your vagus nerve, right, which is the part of, it starts in your lower brain centers and communicates with all of your organs. That's a nice way to bring some more peace and some more peace into your body, some more regulation into your body. Literally mind and body wellness and connection. Okay, and then when you feel ready, see if you can imagine yourself on a lovely beach, whatever that beach looks like to you. White sand, dark sand. Are you sitting under a shady tree? Are you sitting out in the sun? Is the sun setting? Just what is the ideal beachiness for you? And you're sitting on a really cozy chair. Just feeling the relaxation there, smelling the salty sea air or lake water. Maybe there's a breeze, maybe you feel the sun. And noticing that you have a stick nearby, and that you can pick up the stick and draw the number 100 in the sand near you, and then watching a wave come up over that sand and wash the number away. And as it washes the number away, you feel yourself sink into an even deeper relaxation. You feel your muscles kind of melting, becoming lighter. And just feeling even more relaxed in that chair. And then when you feel ready, seeing if you still have the energy left to draw a number 99 in the sand. And then just watching a wave come up and wash the number away, and as it does, feeling your body relax even more. And feeling just how good that is to relax even more. Noticing that you actually do sink in deeper. You actually do let go of any tightness or tenseness in your body. Still breathing in your own rhythm. And then if you can, drawing the number 98 in the sand. And maybe you don't have the energy for that now, and you're just seeing it appear. And then watching another wave wash it away and feeling yourself sink even more into a deeper state of relaxation. And then allowing that beach scene to fade away. Just feeling really peaceful, really back in your body, connected and really deeply relaxed. And then when you feel ready, calling to mind what it is that you'd really like to birth into your life. What would you like to bring forward? What would you like to create? Just noticing what that looks like. How does that play out for you in your life? How do you feel? How are you living your life with this as you imagine having this? And then noticing, is there any downside to having this, to bringing this into your life? Is there anything that would be different or that would change, that you think might be different or that you think might change, not for the better if you had this? Or is there any reason why it feels like it would be safer to just stay the way things are? It would be easier. Kind of where you're getting, I want that, but I don't want that. So these are just two different parts of your brain at work here, okay? The lower brain keeping you safe, running mostly everything, and then, that cortex on the outside, the squiggly part, that wants to move forward and achieve and keep growing and evolving, experiencing new things. Okay, so when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and thinking about those reasons why you felt a bit uncomfortable or it might not have felt 100% safe. In fact, let's do this. When you think of bringing this creation into your life, how safe does that feel on a scale of 0 to 10? 0, no, not safe at all. 10, absolutely, it feels supernatural and fine. In which case, you probably are already on your way to getting it. But just checking in, where are you on the number scale there? And just making a mental note, or maybe you want to write that down. And we're going to do a little bit of tapping around that. And we're going to do some tapping. We're going to give a nod to Steve Wells over at EFT Down Under and do a little bit of his intention tapping here. Okay, so pick some points to tap. You can tap through the points wherever you want to be. And we're going to jump right into it. We're not even going to do the setup statements. So, I release all of my emotional attachment to this idea that it's not safe to have what I want. Or we can say it differently. I release all my emotional attachments to my perception that it's not 100% safe to have what I want. And that's just seeing how that feels in your body. Do you have a physical sensation? Does something else come up? Is there another belief or fantasy or idea that needs to be released? So I'm going to go through a few more of these perceptions that might be coming up for you, just in case that didn't land for you. I release all my emotional attachments to this fantasy that it will just be too hard. Noticing how that feels. How does that feel for you? So we're just going to keep tapping through the points here while I talk a bit. With regards to releasing your emotional attachments, we all have attachments with all of the things we're in relationship with in our lives, right? Obviously people, but also ideas and things and situations. And so what we're talking about here is changing the way that we are attached to these ideas or these perceptions, these narratives. So I release all my emotional attachments to the story that I will be rocking the boat if I have this. Just continuing to tap, noticing how you feel. That would land for you. Maybe that's the way it doesn't feel safe, that you're going to rock someone's boat. You're going to alter the status quo, and it's not going to go well. I release all my emotional attachments to the idea that if I create what I really want, I will be judged and seen. That's a big one for a lot of people. We've got a lot of emotional attachments to being seen and judged, right? So just noticing how that feels in your body, continuing to tap. Let's do one or two more statements. I release all my emotional attachments to the story that I'll never get it right. It won't be perfect. Just let that one sit as you're tapping, see how that goes. These are just emotional attachments to possible outcomes, possible things that could happen. These are not even things that could happen in some cases. Okay, Okay, let's do another one. I release all my emotional attachment to the story that I love to tell myself. That I might fail. If I try to bring this into my life, I might fail. I release all my emotional attachments to that story. Okay, just tapping through and seeing, how do you feel? How does this one sit for you? And let's do one more. I release all my emotional attachments to the fantasy that success could be bad. That success is scary. There's a fantasy a lot of people have. We attach ourselves to stories we've heard. Maybe we've seen it in someone else's life before. Maybe it's just something we imagined. Maybe we've had a lot of emotional baggage attached to that one. And so if you're feeling this somewhere in your body, what you can do is to restore the energy flow there. So you can see I restore the energy flow, the energy balance to your stomach. Let's say if you were feeling a pit in your stomach, or your throat, if something was stuck in your throat, if you were feeling that, just wherever you're feeling it. Those happen to be common places, again, because these are areas that are supplied by that vagus nerve, right, which is part of our lower brain center that's always keeping us regulated. Or not regulated if it's not very toned. Okay. So feel free, by all means, to keep tapping if you know you need to do a little more of this. Keep restoring the energy, keep releasing attachments that you have to things. But how are you feeling now when you think about, let's go back to bringing that creation into the world that you were just talking about? How does that feel now? And how safe does that feel on the scale of 0 to 10? How safe are you feeling now? Okay. And so this is a tool you can use really anytime you need. So when you feel like that coming up about what you want to bring into the world, you can just do that. Okay, what's the story I'm telling myself here? How can I just release? I'm going to release all of my attachments to this story about X, Y, or Z. So look, thank you so much, conscious entrepreneurs, for doing this work, because none of us can do this on our own. But if we're each, bringing our healing to the planet and creating what we want in our lives, because when conscious entrepreneurs have more wealth, have more money, we're the ones who are going to invest it in things that are going to literally, physically heal the planet, help people. So please do bring your beautiful business out even further and bring your healing to the planet, because we all can't wait to thank you for it. So I'll see you on our next episode.